Okay, the update. Continued thoughts about San Diego. Well, I've met some people now, and it's that's not the good news. Uh-oh. That's not the good news that I met some people. The good news is that my opinion may change a little bit about San Diego. So I think that I don't understand cities like this. And DC is a very small city. So it's not that DC is so ultra, well, it is cosmopolitan. It is an international city. But when I go to these major cities and they have like a country vibe, it always throws me off. Because it's like, how are you this big city, but the people act. I'm used to like a major big city. The people are a little more like, let's go, let's go. And here it's relaxed but anyway, so I went to Balboa Park because I wanted to get a night preview. And I do that when I'm traveling. You have to be strategic. So like when I got to San Francisco, I got there late at night. This is what these cheap flights will do to you, right? They're getting you there at 11 o'clock at night. And so there's really nothing to do. It's late. I'm tired. I've been traveling and I want to get in. But I've only got like 2 days. So I went down to the bridge. What's that thing? The Golden Gate Bridge. I went to the bridge. Is that what it's called? I went to the bridge and saw it at night. And I took a couple pictures and everything. It was a little, there's no one out. So it's like perfect timing. And I took some pictures. There's a little parking lot. And you can see the bridge. It's like a pull off of the highway. And there's a parking lot. And you can get out and take pictures. And I think there's like a trail or something. And I went and I took some pictures. And, now I have a little idea of what it's like before I go for real, and that's what I did yesterday with Balboa Park. And I get there and it looks grand and big and I can't tell. There's museums in there and the zoo. I'm not interested in the zoo. I know I've heard that they have this kind of really high-rated zoo, but I still don't want to go. I'm not into zoos. They're just not fair to the animals, are they? Like animals on display in cages and we used to go to it's the zoo or the aquarium. Yeah, the zoo. Yeah. No, thank you. So I was driving around and I saw this circular building, okay? And it had like Native American, or I should say indigenous themes. And on the wall it was covered by murals. And no, I'm sorry. Before I saw that, I saw another circular building and it said The Beat. What's the name? I left the stuff in the car. The Beat. Something about The Beat, okay? And it's a huge building at Balboa Park. And it said the World Beat Association or the World something. So I'm like, what? And it had murals all around it. And again, they were very kind of African themed, colorful, obviously mural. So I am like, oh no, I was on my way home. I said, oh no. Let me turn around and check this out. Again, the preview. So I turned around, made the U-turn. I came back and parked illegally because there wasn't a parking space, but I pulled up real close in behind this other car. And then I get out and I make a mistake and go to the Native American one. That's what happened. That's how I found there were two. I hadn't even noticed that one. And so I go to that one and I take a picture, I video, I film it because it's pretty. And I was going to, well, there was also a bathroom there. So I kind of wanted to go. So instead of getting all the way around, I got like 3/4 of the way around and there was a bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. And then I came out so I could go back the following. I wanted to see the artwork all around the building. And there was a unhoused person, a man, and he was on the ground and it seemed like he was about to settle in for the night. And so I didn't want to go walk over. In order to take the video, I would have had to literally walk over him, kind of. So I didn't get all that. And I said, let me go back. Okay, I saw the place. There were 2 people working outside. And this is what I mean about the country vibe, right? Because I'm used to, if I walked up to this building and they're closing and I'm filming, someone's going to say, like, ma'am, can we help you? The workers were there. You could tell they worked there. They had on some kind of uniform. And they just kept on talking and I'm walking around. I don't know what I'm walking into. And I am accustomed, maybe it's the East Coast thing, but there's like, what are you doing? This is where you go. And not even like kind of telling me or authoritative, but being helpful. Like, you shouldn't walk down there. There's people down there, whatever. All right. So then I come out and I go back to the car. And that's when I see World Beat Association or whatever it is. And so I go over there. I'm like, that's the place I was looking for. And I hear drums. There were drums beating. So drums is always a yes. Like, if I can just go and see and be in the essence of just a drumming group, I'm happy. I don't have to dance. I don't have to have anything else. The drums themselves. So I didn't. I go in. Excuse me. I go in and I meet immediately, I believe, the proprietor or founder of this World Beat Association, who I'm going to meet up with this week. I found my tribe here in San Diego on my first day. And I have to also add that my guy, what was his name? I didn't get his name. I'm horrible with names. That's the bad part. And I think I've got to do better about that. I'm going to put on a little lipstick. I think I need to do a little bit better about that. Well, not I need to. It's time. I will. I hate names because I never remember it because it means nothing. And sometimes if it's difficult, so if I say, hey, you go, my name's Talika, I'm going to remember that for 3 seconds probably. And that is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to be like, what's your name? What's your name? Except for the people who are the same as me. And this woman I met yesterday, she's the same as me. She don't know my name either. So we met and she was just warm and inviting, with her head wrap. And she was telling me about African Liberation Day. Like, this is me. Okay. And, there was the drummers in the back. And, I have this thing with me when I travel where people are always talking to me. And I'm like, I have that part that's very friendly. But also, I don't want to engage because I want to be kind of anonymous. Like, I want to slip into this place, find some corner to sit down, and just enjoy the drums. Be in the sight of them and, so I can see them and watch them. I'm happy. I might take some video. But now I've met people and people start saying, hey, go here. You should do that. People always insert what they think you need to be doing. You want me to take a picture? And then I can't keep my zone and vibe. And, this is why I solo travel. I don't feel like dealing with people. I want to do what I want to do totally. So, and then occasionally you meet these people who are like a perfect meet, and that's what happened because I totally vibe with her. It was like soul sisters. It was just like my friend I met in London. It was just like, I get you, I see you, you see me. The angels and the ancestors have brought us together. Let's go. So they're having a dance class, and I know I can't remember exactly, but I recall telling myself you should find a dance class here because I love dance classes. I just love dance. I love dance classes. I'm not a dancer, but I love dance classes. Well, I am a dancer, and that's the thing. So when I joined the class, it was high energy. It was a lot. I was sweating, and I knew those moves because I'm a dancer from years ago. I don't do it anymore, but they were like, "You're good. Like, how did you get that?" I'm like, because I did it before. I told them. Because otherwise it wouldn't have made any sense. They really would have been wondering, how does this lady know these moves like this? Because they're not the type of moves that you just naturally know. So anyway, that was fantastic. Like, I could not believe what she say is kismet, the synchronicity, I don't know what the word is, but serendipitous. I cannot believe it was as serendipitous. And the only thing, so the girls I was dancing with, they have a performance in September. And and at Imperial Beach, and I'm like, oh, I'll be back. I'll see you guys in September. But I'm not that good. Like, yes, I caught on really quick, but not well enough that I could do one lesson and return for a performance. So anyway, that was just so much fun and such a beautiful experience. And so now my update is not about me, really. I kind of got off track, but about San Diego. So my new view is still that it's a little, I'm going out today. I'm about to get up right now and get out of here because I need to explore some more and just see some more. I'm not bothering with the beach, and that makes me kind of sad, but it's cold. I don't know how I couldn't live here. This is not Florida because they have beaches with dirty sand looking like sand, and it's never hot. So I guess the people from here, they just get used to it. Because my friend from Sunny's yesterday, and that was the other perfect. So the people that I've met, they're bright, they're clear, they're unencumbered, and we were talking about how this is a liberal state, and I think that might add to it. They don't approach like people. I feel like people on the East Coast are wearing their problems on their shoulders, and when you meet them, you're meeting all their problems. Like, no offense, I'm from that end myself. But it's almost like you meet someone, and if they're barking at you and they're talking at you aggressive, it's like, my husband yelled at me this morning, and you're going to catch the heat. And in California, or this San Diego so far, I feel like they're oppressed in a different way. Like, maybe they don't have the same opportunities like we do over there. There's not as many, like, I guess, high-powered jobs and stuff, but they're living. They're like, I'm just living. Good morning. How are you? It's like, I'm not here it's not as aggressive. So yeah, and again, it's something about Cali, though, that, like, do something with your unhoused population. I can't imagine that this number of unhoused people cannot do not want shelter and, care. I know that there are a lot of people who just don't care to get help. They may be dealing with mental illness and they don't want your help and they will resist it. But not to this number, because if that's the case, why isn't it like that where we live? So how are we taking care of things? I mean, when I went to Walmart and I passed the highway, there was a whole tent. At least they're in tents. Thank God for that. But a whole tent community. It's sad. It's confusing. And it throws off your enjoyment, of the city. And I'm not one of those. I'm not like a tourist saying, get these people out my way. I'm not a heartless person at all. I'm just stating facts. If you're visiting a city and like I was somewhere else, was I on the beach? Like you go somewhere and then you're like, oh, there's a homeless person here and there's a smell that's going on and you choose to go elsewhere. You can't enjoy the whatever it is. And in a compassionate way too. Like I know I'm not looking down. I'm thinking this is a human that's sitting on the ground on a piece of cardboard. I don't know them. I can't do anything for them other than offer them a few dollars. Who carries cash around like that, right, anymore? So what can you do? And again, there's a stench that's often with these people, and it's just a lot. So it makes me sad. And I just wonder, because that was the same in Long Beach. And it's the same in LA, because in LA I stayed downtown, which I knew probably wasn't a good idea, but sometimes downtown is still, at least it's downtown. It's just like where I am now. It's in Long Beach. I think all those places I was downtown, but downtown in today's time tends to be a seedy ordeal, But at least there's a few. And even in Phoenix, the little downtown. But in Phoenix, there wasn't as many homeless people, unhoused, whatever you call it. There weren't as much of that population there. It's just it makes me really sad. And I just wonder why it's like that over here. Why is there so many in California? What happens? Is anything being done? So that's that. And I love the tacos. I will taco myself to death. I'm not, because I bought my little snacks at Walmart, because this is also how I budget travel. So my channel talks about budget, and then I don't always tell it. I'm going to tighten up. But with the budget, this flight was originally $152. I didn't book it that day. And when I came back the very next day, it was on Frontier, it was $172 or $177. So that's a round trip from DC. Flew out of Dulles, had a layover in Las Vegas. I'm never going to, I never wanted to go, and I'm never going to Las Vegas again, though. But it had a long layover, so I got a rental car for about $40. Drove around, went to the Hoover Dam, took some pictures, saw the Las Vegas sign, no gambling that I did, went through the Las Vegas Strip. And then I came back to the airport. And then I'm staying in an Airbnb. It's colorful. It's just a studio. It's like a room. It's in a building that's kind of like a hotel. And it's I think it came up to about $400 for 5 nights. 20, 21, 22, 23. For 5 nights. $400 for 5 nights. I didn't stay in a hotel. I didn't even get a chance to really look. I just was looking for the cheapest Airbnb that would, that wasn't cheesy. And this one isn't. It's okay. I like the decoration. I thought that was cute. and the bed is good. So I'm happy. If the bed is good, that makes me happy. If we have good pillows, that makes me happy. You park on the street. There's no parking. And those are the costs of this trip. Oh, and then I got a car. You know, I don't understand people who don't get a car. There's no way I'm Ubering everywhere. That doesn't make any sense to me. I think people think cars are more expensive than they are because my car is less than, like I said, in Las Vegas, it was 40, and maybe it came to 48 with taxes or whatever. This one was 180 or 190. And those are my total costs. And like I said, a way that I cut expenses, I know a lot of people travel and they talk about eating, but I'm not big on going to restaurants and eating. It depends on the place, but even in a place that has really good food, like Mexico City, I wasn't concerned about going out to eat. I will go and get some bread and some chips, and I'll make and some fruit, and I'll make sandwiches, and I'll really be happy with that. Now, that's up to other, to each his own, but to me, I will really be happy with my cheese sandwich. It's kind of like a joke to me. I bring it up to like people who know that I do that because I'm really happy with my little cheese sandwich, like kindergarten, chips and my fruit, just like my lunches back in the day. And yeah, and I'll get some water, and that's a way to save money because it does add up. But they have so many taco places, and the tacos are really good. And I went to Sonny's, and I just love the proprietor there. Didn't get his name, but I'm going to keep shouting him out because I love him on site. He was so kind, just like the woman at the Beat Village. Oh, and so last thing about that Beat Village or Beat Association, I talked to the woman who owned it, who started it, and she said that it was like an old water tower, and she just felt like there needed to be like an African presence at Balboa Park, and this was over 30 years ago, and so she just started working hard, and I know it wasn't easy. She had to fight to get that space and do what she did with it, and they're going strong. They sell food, they have dance classes, have cultural events. It was a beautiful thing. Like, that just made my day. And that's that. I think that's that. That's my thoughts on San Diego. Again, it's changed a bit, but not so much in the positive. I still am like, they need a redo. Like, the city needs a makeover. That's how I feel. Like, cities, I've been traveling a lot, and a lot of cities are really working the street art and, engaging artists and beautifying the city in different creative ways. And, each city has their own little thing, and it's so cute how they celebrate their city in a visual, artistic way. Even every city having that sign that you take the picture with, this big San Diego. I haven't seen it or heard of it. I'm going to look it up actually right now. But they, in their government, they probably need like that committee that says, hey, what do we do to make this like more tourist friendly? Everybody wants the tourism dollar. Everybody does. So those are my thoughts, and they could really work it with the Mexican influence. Like, if anybody hears me, I would love to come here and do your makeover. Do the San Diego. I feel I could do it. I could head that charge. I could put it together. Okay, bye.